MIP-TV has largely contributed to how a little box has changed the world.
Well, MIP-TV is a festival that precedes the Cannes Film Festival, held generally in March or April of each year, just prior to the Cannes Film Festival. And it attracts around 10,000 television producers and other people, such as distributors, and has been going now for just on 40 years.
40 years of MIP-TV are full of many memories, but MIP-TV is not about the past, it's about the future. And there's an exciting future ahead for television and for all forms of audiovisual entertainment and information.
Becoming a television producer wasn't easy. I loved the trade, but it was there's more to it than that.
I had in the old Palais an office, not on the basement, on the lower basement. So you had to walk in on the top, the main entrance, go down one flight, then go down on another, and then go down on another. And there I was, all the way in the back somewhere.
In February this year, I had an invitation from the Pacific Film and Television Commission, which was formerly, as I understand it, the Queensland Film Office, to attend MIP-TV in Cannes in March this year as a delegate on their behalf. QFTC send a delegation each year to MIP, often 10, 12, 14 producers. And there are very strict guidelines on who can go and who's eligible to attend. What did I understand about France and Cannes in particular before I left? Very little. I'd travelled in other countries in the world, particularly throughout Asia. The lifestyle, if you like, in Europe is quite different to that of Asia. The language is different, as it is in Asia, but just the culture, just the age of Europe. The old buildings that stand. Paris, for instance, to me looked like nothing had happened in the last 300 years. That Paris was built up over centuries, perhaps thousands of years, has a real historic value. But it just appears to me that, say 300 years ago, that actually stopped. There doesn't seem to be any new buildings, that everyone has just existed since that time. Despite the high cost of living in France, and particularly in Cannes, Cannes is, in my opinion, the best venue for the festival, for the MIP-TV festival that's held each year. It's just, it seems to be tailor-made for the conference.
Confidentially, between you and me, Cannes was exactly the right choice at the right time. The attraction and flair of the French Riviera in the springtime, mixed with good business. Only a fool could ignore MIP-TV.
Looking back on my first trip to Cannes, it's funny what you see in retrospect. When I was booking the hotel accommodation, I looked at a local map and sort of judged that this was just up the road. Of course, cost was a big factor because accommodation varied from 80 euros per night to 1,000 euros per night, and obviously I was looking for something in the former category, and I found this hotel that appeared to be just up the road. When I got to Cannes, it was a good 30-minute walk from the Palais, the Palais being the centre point of the festival. And each day I had to traverse that distance. Of course, going down to the Palais was quite easy because it was a downhill run. But after a long day at the work and having to walk back, I noticed the exercise. But that was good. It's something you learn. On my way to Cannes, I was fortunate to get a stopover in Paris, and I had 2 days in the capital. That was an experience, seeing all those historic sites. I'd obviously seen them on television and seen photos of them before, but this was something different, to be actually standing in front of buildings that were 600, 800, 900 years old. To actually feel the environment in which these buildings stood, and to take in the atmosphere that surrounded those buildings. Not just the tourists, but the locals. I had the good fortune of meeting up with a local tour driver. It was pre-arranged to go on a tour, but he went out of his way to take me to sites throughout Paris, and not only show me those sites, but to give me a very broad description of what the sites were all about. And I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the nighttime touring down the River Seine, looking at Paris by night. And not only Paris, I had the opportunity between meetings in Cannes to go to Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is a protectorate, if you like, in the southeast corner of France. A little town that's probably not much bigger than a kilometre long. A lot of wealth in that particular town, and a very interesting town. I did arrive on the Saturday afternoon, so the conference started on Monday. I had all day Sunday to fill in. So I spent Sunday touring Cannes on foot, and I had a look at some of the lovely scenery, particularly the dockyards, and so you call it the dockyards, but the boatyards. There is a tremendous wealth tied up in small boats in that town, like there is across the Mediterranean or the south coast of France, also in Monaco. But I had a chance to have a look at those boats and was fortunate enough to meet with another player at the market, one that I was destined to meet later in the week. Good fortune, these people took me out for a cruise on the Mediterranean for a number of hours on their luxury launch. But it was exciting. There was something I didn't expect. The Cannes Film Festival, or should I say MIP-TV, runs for 5 days from Monday through Friday. Generally the first 4 days, the Monday, the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, are devoted head-on, if you like, for the negotiation of business, to buy and sell television programs, and that's what we're there for. Friday's a little bit quieter. A lot of people leave town on the Friday because they have destinations to go back to. The carnival, or the festival, I should say, attracts people from all over the world, from Japan, from the North America, South America, Asia, Africa, and primarily MIP-TV is set up for the European countries. That's the primary purpose of the festival, and that's been the case for the last 40 years.
40 years of achievements and fantastic events at MIP-TV have left their mark in history. MIP-TV has become the major meeting point of the key people of the TV industry. Throughout the years, MIP-TV has played host to industry leaders, performers, and personalities. They all prove that MIP-TV has the leading role in promotion and marketing of television productions on a worldwide scale.
When I first started Red Gum, I had no idea at all about international marketing. To me, it was a foreign event because, as I said earlier, we made television commercials, we made corporates. We had a client here in the country. or even locally overseas. But of course, like I said earlier, documentaries require financing. They don't have a customer until you sell them to a television station or have them distributed through an international distributor. When you attend an event like MIP-TV in Cannes, a festival that's been going for 40 years, you can't but wonder what went before you. I mean, I'm not the first person to attend MIP-TV. People have been doing that for 40 years. So before I went, and particularly while I was there, I was very keen to have a look at the history of Cannes, of MIP-TV.
We've built up wonderful relationships with producers, and it's a continuation of establishing future product and planting the seeds so that they can grow and we can ultimately produce the material.